Va'era is the name of this week's Torah portion. It's the second parsha in the book of Exodus, in the book of Shemot. We see how God is teacher, educator, and instructor of human behavior. For the Bible is no mere set of stories, but instead it is an instruction book on justice, fairness, kindness, and equity. We, the reader, are asked to pay very close attention to people's behavior throughout this Sidra and throughout all the books of the Torah, and note on each occasion how God responds to people. This is how we learn, by reading the Torah and understanding what God does and what God does not do. We are supposed to imitate God. God feeds the hungry. He clothes the naked. He protects those who are defenseless. And in this week's Torah portion, he tells us that the Jewish slaves will become free. Note that God could do this act himself, redeeming the Jewish slaves without the input of Moses and his mouthpiece, his brother Aaron. But God is determined to show what is good and right by teaching us not that he can do it because we know that he can, but that we are supposed to confront power with truth. How we're supposed to gather the masses under a united banner of cohesion for the sake of life and dignity. God does not free the slaves. Instead, he teaches us that in each successive generation, it is our responsibility to protect the dignity and quality of life of every human being. And he teaches us this by showing us how to do it in this week's reading. Judaism is concerned with every aspect of human behavior, in public as well as behind closed doors, because everything matters. Our actions inform our intent, and they have a ripple effect that rebounds throughout the universe, even if we do not know the ultimate response of how other people are affected by what we do. If we are truly believers that everything does matter, then we will give our mindful attention to everything that we say and all that we do. What better guardianship of the world is there than this? One of my heroes, perhaps one of yours too, is a man whom I quote frequently, a survivor of humanity's most brutal era, Viktor Frankl. He wrote, "We who lived in concentration camps can remember the men who walked through the huts, comforting others, giving away their last piece of bread. That may have been few in number, but they offer sufficient proof that everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude, in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way." God does not harden Pharaoh's heart. Pharaoh hardens Pharaoh's heart. We may in our lives say many times over, "You made me do this. She made me say it." Or "What you did forced me to behave this way." We can cast blame on anyone whom we like, but for us, as Jews, ultimately, we are in charge of ourselves. We are in charge of what we do. Only us. And so the Torah's message for this week: do not harden your heart, soften it. Share what is yours, because it is a gift that is on loan to you and could be taken away at any time. Only given to you on one condition: that it be shared. Shabbat Shalom.